So Army said you guys got to talking in Calgary, and next thing you know,
Yeah, you know what? I had a couple of guys over for dinner on Thursday night. I met Schwartzy for a late lunch on Friday, and there's a couple of guys I didn't catch up with on Saturday, so I figured I'd go down for morning skate. Usually my little guy comes with me, but he didn't want to that day. Saw Army, got to talking, and let him know that I was still working towards trying to get back into the NHL, and had a couple other things on the go, like wanting to play in the Spangler Cup, but obviously if I get a job or an opportunity in the NHL, that's going to take precedent.
this is different, isn't it? I mean, kind of going through this process and PTO and whatnot, trying to earn a
Yeah,
job.
second one in 2 years, but 2 months. Yeah, it's a little different aspect of it for sure. I've been in the NHL for a long time, and had contracts obviously going into camp, and this year it really makes you think about how much you love the game, and that month and a half that I was at home, still training hard to try and get back into it, because it's one of those things where you miss it and you love it so much, and it's the atmosphere. Just I've only been in here for a morning, and I don't want to go already, it just gives you that drive and that perspective on careers are short, and I've been really lucky to have a fairly long one, things considering, but I don't want it to be over, and I don't think that I'm a player that can't play in this league, and that's why I'm here and trying to prove myself again.
You game ready tonight, or would it take a few days or a week, or what's the short-term plan?
If you got me into an NHL game, I'm sure I'll find energy anywhere. Just the pure excitement of it. No, it's just going to be a week of practice, probably showing them that I'm ready to go, in game shape, can still play, and be around the guys and have some fun, and see how well I fit into the dressing room, and we'll go from there.
So what are your expectations? I mean, you come into this, come into it with an open mind, and anything can happen?
Yeah, anything can happen, but my mindset is that I'm here to try and make the team, and I'm going to do everything I can in the next 10 days to prove that I belong in the NHL, and more importantly on the St. Louis Blues.
Did you feel you made a case in training camp?
I did actually. When I was released from Florida, they told me I did everything that I needed to do to be on the team. I deserved to be there, but I knew going into camp that they're really tight on the cap, and they had a pretty full roster, so it was pretty crowded. But I wanted to go to a camp where I knew that I'd be comfortable there, obviously knowing the guys playing the season there before. So I thought that would give me a good advantage, and something I didn't have to worry about the outside intangibles, about learning the trainers' names and that kind of stuff, and learning the city. So the reason for me going to Florida in camp was just a comfort factor of just going in and being able to just play hockey and try to make the squad that way. But wasn't to be, and now I'm happy to be here in St. Louis.
It's a different coaching staff than previously when you were here, but a lot of familiar faces. Do you feel like that can help you in this process?
I hope so. I've talked to Otter a fair bit over the course of the last few months, and my wife talks to his wife a fair bit, and it's just I feel like there's a lot of people that are here that know the player that I am. I won't even say the player that I was, the player that I am, and I didn't have the greatest years in Calgary, but I still feel like I'm a phenomenal player, and I had a good season last year, and I'm just looking to prove that again right now.
That goal you scored against Chicago in the playoffs here still gets some airtime. Is that your favorite moment in St. Louis?
In St. Louis, yes, I think so. Just everything that led up to it, with not being able to the first round for a couple years for me against my old team, and being able to score a Game 7 winner, all those contribute to probably the most fun moment that I had in St. Louis, except for maybe my son being born when I first got here.
It's got to be such a hard game to play with the physical punishment you take year after year, and yet everybody wants to keep playing until they just rip the jersey right off you. What is it about the game that makes it so hard to give up?
A lot of things. The friendships, the camaraderie, the competition, that drive, that competitiveness that you just want to keep coming back and trying to win. And I was lucky enough to win my second full year in the league, and I've been chasing it again ever since. And I was talking to these guys last year about you can only describe it so much, and then when your friends win it, you're just as happy for those guys as you are when you won it. And now we can share that experience together, because they know what I was talking about a few years ago. And Steiner kind of said it to me as well. He was like, "You're right. It's you can kind of can kind of describe it, but the feeling that you have, you want every one of your friends and every one of the guys that you play with and play hard with to win that cup. And for me, that's something that I still keep chasing even now.